Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at Deluxe Class Bumblebee from Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. This is the Build-A-Figure line of kind of what I'm calling normal deluxe figures that Hasbro is finally giving us for Cyberverse. No crazy gimmicks, nothing weird. Nice Autobot group shot here on the side, I like that. But yeah, so they all come with a Build-A-Figure piece for McAdam, which you can see down here and also on this side of the packaging. He's a character from the show. The Build-A-Figure will not transform once you get all the pieces. But you can see these are the 8 figures that are available. Well, actually, I guess these 4 are not available yet. It's just these 4. Already reviewed Optimus and Megatron. I should have done Shockwave next to go in order. Oh well, what are you going to do? I was excited to check out Bumblebee. I think it actually looks pretty good. Here's the robot mode. Here's the vehicle mode. Sting shot. So he's got that going for him. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, here he is, free of the packaging. I think it looks pretty good. Doesn't really have a ton of kibble, which I appreciate. The only thing is, like, the big shoulder pads with the door wings, like, right there. It's a little bit too much going on in the upper body region for me. And the way the black shoulder things work, like, it makes sense because it keeps the head and all that in place, but I want to keep pushing them down to make them even. But you can't. That's how it's supposed to be. But the chest plate looks really good. Autobot symbol looks good. Head sculpt I think is really nice. I'm surprised he has such a grimace. I thought they would give him kind of a more smiling face because Bumblebee on the show is fairly easygoing, but still okay. Nice paint for the eyes. Silver on the face looks good. Really all the paint throughout the figure I think looks good. All the black detailing, the blue for the windows and everything. And I think they actually painted all the windows. Oh, no, I think I lied. These probably should be painted down here, but it's okay. Articulation-wise, head can go side to side. You have a ball joint here in the shoulder, so you can spin that around. Ball joint here in the elbow. Do we have a... no, I think that's all one solid piece. There's no bicep swivel. I don't really think you need it, though. Between the shoulder and the elbow, I think you're going to be okay. And then you can spin the wrist, although my wrist is falling out. Get back in there, you. So just a little something to be aware of. You can just push it right back in. It's not a big deal. You do have a rotation at the waist. Hip, you have a typical ball joint. Move that all around. You do have a thigh swivel there, but it's really tight. Pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. And then you do have a little bit of ankle tilt as well. Now I'm questioning it. No, there's definitely nothing in the bicep. Okay. But it's fine. Like I said, it looks good. I think it's easily the best Bumblebee figure we've gotten so far in Cyberverse. I don't think anyone can argue that. It looks like Bumblebee on the show. He looks normal, no weird gimmicks or anything. Does come with some accessories. He has kind of this normal blaster like he uses on the show, very tiny. You can store this on the back, which is actually kind of cool. He's got 2 little pegs like that if you want to come around and pop that into one of these little peg spots on the door, you can do that. Like so. He also has this large stinger accessory, which has, here's the effect piece, so if you wanted just the stinger, and then when you want to put the effect piece on, just clips on like that. That has these 2 little pegs. They say you can peg it in here on his butt, but I think that looks ridiculous to have him just walking around with that thing just jutting out of the side of his butt. So, like, while I appreciate this, I think that's kind of a good storage point. I don't think the other one makes any sense. And then this, you just kind of peg that into his fist. It drops on in such a way that it makes it look like it's just naturally part of his hand. Like on the show, his hand just kind of transforms into that. So it hides the hand, which I think is pretty cool. You can even push this down more if you want. So I think that's cool. That's a neat accessory. It's a little, I don't want to say it's difficult to get off, but I'm always kind of afraid I'm going to break it somehow when I'm trying to pull this thing out. Because it's a very tight, snug fit, so just be a little careful with that. Now I'm breaking stuff. Let me put these back a little bit. See, that's what I'm saying. The shoulder pads are just a little bit too much in that area, but let's go ahead. We'll get into the transformation. So once again, I forgot to show you, this is the McAdam piece. It's his abdomen. Now, if you have the torso or top of the torso from Megatron, you can go ahead and peg these into each other. Might be easier to come at it from the back. I don't know, this is actually fairly difficult to snap together. There we go. Alright, so there you go. He's now got an ab crunch. McAdam's going to be so fit, you don't even know. So there you go. We have a pretty much full torso now, so putting it off to the side. Let's actually get into the transformation. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it around at the waist. The directions tell you to do it much later on, but when they tell you to do it, there's a lot more things in the way, and I think it's just easier to do it now. So I'm just going to do that now and leave it. Come to the back. This whole section will come down. This section will pop out, and then this will pop out again to about there. You're going to drop these down, the little black shoulder blades I was talking about, and then push the head down like so. At this point, you're going to kind of rotate these up and push them all the way up. And then this little gray tab right there will peg into this little notch here on the forearm. So I have that overextended. There we go. So peg that one in there, and oh, come on, you. There we go. Peg that in there. So those are pegged in. That's how that's supposed to be. This is going to drop down, and that's going to fill in the gaps. So you have to like pull these apart just a little bit just to fit this in here. There we go. And then once you do that, you have pretty much the entire front of the car. You can go ahead and take this piece and just rotate it up just like that. And there's the whole front of the car. So this is the point in the directions when they tell you to spin the waist, but now the hands are in the way, so I feel like it was easier to do it earlier. So now you open this little panel, push the leg, or rather the foot, inside the leg. Pop that in. Then you can see this little tab right here is going to just pop on to there, and then you're just going to rotate this whole section around. Close that up, come back down here, close these up, make sure they go all the way in. Very simple. And then you're going to, this whole bar will kind of rotate down, and then that will make the doors close shut. And there you go. Pretty compact little car. Very cool. So this is a really cool little car mode. I really like this a lot. I can't believe how small and tight it compacts down. It rolls very well. Nice paint applications. Pretty much all the windows are painted. I mean, I think this little bit right here should also be painted, but I'll forgive it. The black lines look sharp. Nice Autobot symbol there on the roof of the car. Not really any robot kibble. I mean, you can see the hands, I guess, but otherwise really well done. So you can have, you see these two little gray pegs here, you can actually store the gun underneath with that little spot right there. So you just peg that in. Now it's hanging out. There's nowhere to store this underneath, but there is a little spot right here, so if you want to just pop it on the side, you can go ahead and do that. Doesn't look too bad. It's kind of neat. If you want, just put it off to the side. But yeah, it's a really cool little vehicle mode. I actually really love it a lot. I think they did a great job, and I'm really impressed with just how compact and like seamless it looks in the car mode. Really well done. I think this is a really great figure. It's definitely the best Bumblebee we've gotten in all of Cyberverse, in my opinion. It's a classic deluxe, no weird gimmicks, looks great. Robot mode looks good, vehicle mode looks fantastic, excellent paint applications, good articulation, accessories are good. I don't really have much to complain about. Like I said, if there's one thing I had to nitpick, I think having those big shoulder pads with the doors on the the wing doors right there, it's a little bit too much in that area, but it's really not that big a deal. It doesn't really hinder articulation all that much. You just kind of have to move the doors, pose the arm how you want, and then kind of push the door back into place. It's not a huge problem. It's a great figure. I absolutely think you should pick it up. I actually really like the Stinger accessory more than I thought I would. I didn't really think I was going to care about that at all, but it kind of works. It looks good. And yeah, you should definitely pick this up. If you're going for the Build-A-Figure macadam pieces, you will get a pretty important lower torso in this set. But yeah, if otherwise, if you're just picking and choosing from this line, you don't really care about the Build-A-Figure, I would definitely say that Bumblebee is one of the ones you should grab. So that's going to do it for this video. Please like, share, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.